Jack Sharkey faces the giant Italian Primo Carnera. New York, 12th of October, 1931.
A crowd of 40,000 in Brooklyn, and it's make or break night perhaps for Jack Sharkey, and in a sense also for the enormous figure of Primo Carnera. You saw that trademark right uppercut fired in the opening seconds from the huge Italian, 24 years old. A lot of people have been saying that in those 50 fights he's had so far, 47 of them producing victories, many of his opponents have not exactly been out of the top draw. Sharkey, a lackluster performance against the middleweight champion Mickey Walker in his last fight, only fighting a draw against him, and of course had that disqualification defeat last year in the world title fight against Max Schmeling. And Carnera started well, nearly 6 inches taller. Sharkey, an orthodox sort of fighter. Very competent, neat practitioner. Carnera, in contrast, relies on his freakish strength and those big roundhouse hooks in the uppercuts. Sharkey, 4 years older. He's in his 46th professional fight, 34 of them bringing victories. And Sharkey certainly starting the favourite here. Carnera picking up punches with that left hand, and Sharkey's going to have to do something to negate the reach advantage. Nice crisp counter from Sharkey, the left hand. But Carnera certainly throwing more punches in this opening round. Contest scheduled to go 15. Oh, good right hand again from Carnera. Couple of jabs from the Italian and following up with the right uppercut. And that's going to spell big danger for Sharkey if Carnera really connects. Well, close opening round. And that was the pattern for the first 3. Into the 4th now. And not much between them. Sharkey having to perhaps increase the pace. Carnera maybe edged the opening 3 rounds. A pawing left jab, just picking away at Sharkey's face. Sharkey not doing too much at the moment. Carnera just flicking away with the jab. Sharkey trying to find a way of getting in close. Carnera can look ponderous, but he's nevertheless picking his man off with those jabs. Oh, good shot from Sharkey. Great left hand, and that was absolutely out of the blue. Well, the great hope from Italy is up to his feet, and he's going down again. Well, Sharkey gets in there, he's pushing the referee, and the referee, Ed Smith, really looks as though he's lost control in there. What on earth is happening? He's finally waving Sharkey in, and Carnera has been given precious seconds in which to recover. Now, can Sharkey follow it up? The great hope, Carnera. He looks as though he's regained his senses pretty well. But it was a tremendous left hand, and Sharkey's going in there looking for another one, but the bell has come not a second too soon for Carnera. 5th round of 15. Jack Sharkey now really knows that he can hurt Primo Carnera. Oh, and he almost put him away again with a right over the top. Anxious times once again for the Italian. Now Carnera just wants to try and ride out the storm, and Sharkey, for his part, has to try and pick his shots. He doesn't want to punch himself out. Again looking for the power shot, the left hook. But Carnera's wise to it this time. Carnera's regained his sense as well. Sticking out that left jab. Sharkey knows that for all the bulk of Carnera, oh, and that's another left hand, for all his bulk he can be tagged. Carnera looks particularly vulnerable to the left hook. Sharkey just swaying out of harm's way and then trying to leap in behind that left hand. Eighth round, into the second half of the fight. And since that knockdown, Primo Carnera has come back pretty well. Sharkey wildly flailing away, trying to leap in, perhaps wisely not getting involved in close quarter fighting where Carnera's superior strength may be and his greater weights would tell. There was a bit of head work there from Sharkey in close, and Carnera gave the referee a little bit of a look, as much as to say, you're going to let him get away with that. Again, the head goes in close from Sharkey. Carnera's inexperience may be showing just a little bit in those clinches. Doesn't tie his man up quite as effectively as he might. Pulling Sharkey back. And this has been Carnera's round for me. Ninth round of the 15. Very quiet spell of the fight this for Jack Sharkey. And Carnera, despite the knockdown, maybe at this stage is just starting to edge clear once more. Sharkey doing precious little. Carnera just pawing away with that jab. Nothing really coming back from Sharkey. Carnera ever mindful, ever watchful of that left hand which put him on the canvas. It was a low-key performance from Sharkey in his last fight, and here again he's failing to find the fireworks, but there goes a good left hand. Well, now maybe that'll encourage him. Perhaps Sharkey at last now will up the tempo. And he's going looking for Carnera, who looks uncertain and unsteady again. The referee has to untangle him from the ropes. Good left hand from Sharkey. He's got plenty of support at ringside. The left hook again and again is the big shot he's trying to tag Carnera with. Well, after 2 or 3 rounds of relative inactivity, Jack Sharkey has come on strong again now. So to the 10th. And Sharkey, having clearly won the 9th, will want to keep that impetus going. Carnera really seems to have run out of ideas in there. Good right hand from Sharkey. Carnera just pawing away with the left jab. Not able to throw Sharkey around as he has done so many of his opponents. Sharkey disdainful of Carnera's skills, limited or otherwise, and coming over the top. Not even working for the opening, just launching himself with great swings. Carnera just plodding after Sharkey. So little variety about what he's doing now. Last a combination from Carnera. Not seen one of those for a while. Fairly uninspiring round, which Sharkey is probably edging. Left hand again, just shows signs of wobbling Carnera, and that's another round to Jack Sharkey. Carnera's left jab just an irritant. Sharkey leaps forward. Not too many power shots being thrown by the Italian now. Relying on that nagging, pawing left jab. Carnera with his back to us, spearing Sharkey once more. And Sharkey just content to backpedal, waiting for the opportunity for the hook, which he throws there. Carnera is just so big, it's difficult for Sharkey to get in there and get to him. Carnera just pushing him away when he tries to throw to the body. And when he's throwing to the head, he almost has to throw in mid-air, Jack Sharkey. Well, untidy stuff once more. Jack Sharkey must be getting very frustrated, I'm sure. Normally an orthodox sort of fighter, and he's not getting really too much opportunity to show his skills. Goes back with a good left hook though and tries to follow up with another one. Sharkey at last gets through. Not a great deal in that jab of Carnera's. Just an irritant. Thirteenth round, only 3 to go. I wonder whether that knockdown might just prove decisive for Sharkey, and Carnera still seems wary of the power of the American. I don't think even the greatest friends of these two could argue that this had been a classic. Good right hand from Carnera. At last, Carnera just starting to snap the jab a little bit more effectively. And a good left hand as well. Oh, this is Carnera's best work for some time. Sharkey feinting to throw an awful lot of punches, but actually throwing virtually nothing. Good left hand from Carnera. Just rocked back Sharkey's head. Great learning exercise for Primo Carnera, this fight. Even if he were to fail to get the verdict, if it goes the distance, that is. He's in against a real wily practitioner. Shall we dance? Well, this has been Carnera's round. So just 2 to go. Primo Carnera, for me, took the 13th. Can he keep up his attack? Sharkey still trying to stay busy. Carnera has not been able to keep up the attack of the 13th so far. Sharkey providing an elusive, mobile target, just bobbing around, and then still managing to throw the odd crisp punch of his own. Sure, the crowd would like a little bit more toe-to-toe action. Be interesting to know what sort of instructions were coming from the corners now. Does Sharkey think he's done enough to win this on points? Good right hand. Another good jab from Sharkey. By and large, Jack Sharkey's managed to stop Carnera throwing his real power punches. 39 of Carnera's 47 wins have come by way of knockout, so he's a proven puncher. And so just 1 round to go. 2 men touch gloves. And Sharkey started fast. Jack Sharkey, who had the knockdown in the 4th. Not too many people would have thought this would have gone the distance at that stage. Carnera still plods forward. Oh, that's a good shot from Sharkey. Oh, and another one, and Carneiro suddenly in anxious times once more. Two good, solid right hands. And Carneiro's struggling in this closing round. Is Sharkey going to take him out after all? Big last round for 28-year-old Jack Sharkey. Former sailor from Boston hammers Carneiro again with a left hand. Carneiro somehow managing to stay upright. Nothing coming back from the Italian now. Just a question of him seeing it through to the final bell. And almost put over by a straight left there. Sharkey still fancying his chances of finishing this fight in the closing seconds. It's been a grandstand finish and surely has been enough to win it. And Sharkey certainly thinks he's won it. And there can be no doubt, surely. He goes over and has a word with Carneiro, but Jack Sharkey will have taken this fight and taken it fairly comfortably on points.
Sharkey challenges Max Schmeling for his world title. New York, 21st of June, 1932.
Max Schmeling on the right-hand side of your picture, in the slightly lighter shorts. So distinctive with those hooded dark eyebrows. Jack Sharkey getting a chance to go for the title at the age of 29. Old fighter Ed Gunboat Smith is the referee. Nearly 62,000 at the Madison Square Garden Bowl here on Long Island. Schmeling, the great German idol. Lighter man, only weighed 188 pounds at the weigh-in, 13 stone 6, as opposed to Sharkey's 205, that's 14.9. Schmeling with a slight height and reach advantage. Quietish opening round so far. And not too much between them in the opening period. So into the third. Again, the second round, not too much between them. Schmeling looks to have perhaps the superior hand speed. Schmeling on the left-hand side of your picture. Sharkey doubling up well behind the jab, but a good right counter from Schmeling. Again, a good flurry of punches from Jack Sharkey. Oh, that's good work from Schmeling. And those are the most positive punches of the fight so far. Well, it's been a close fight so far. These men similar in terms of experience. Schmeling in his 45th fight, Sharkey in his 46th. Schmeling certainly looks in the better shape of the two men. And I wonder if that might be a factor the further the fight goes. Good work from Sharkey though, in close. Two sweet little uppercuts. Very well matched fighters. Due to go 15 rounds, of course, for a championship fight, and here we are in round 7. Good solid body shots from Jack Sharkey. Sharkey looking to dig those shots into the solar plexus of Schmeling. Signs that the pace is just starting to up a little bit in this round. Oh, good shot. Good punch from Jack Sharkey. Schmeling getting through with the right hand, but Sharkey again tying him up well inside. Good boxing performance this from Jack Sharkey. Schmeling perhaps not really quite doing enough at this stage. Tendency is, of course, for verdicts to go with the champion, but maybe Schmeling can't expect too many favours in New York. Eighth round, and Schmeling might be behind slightly on the scorecard. Not a lot between them, just the impression perhaps that Sharkey's been slightly the busier. Schmeling on the far side of the ring.
Boys.
Sharkey again just beating Schmeling to the punch. Well, that was a quiet round. They go now into the 10th. Good right from Sharkey. Fairly muted response from the crowd. Perhaps like a little bit more action from a title fight. Well, that's indicative of the fact that these two fighters are so well matched. Sharkey made to miss, and Schmeling picked him off with a right hand over the top. And another one. Another good right hand from Max Schmeling, the German. Well, Schmeling maybe won the 10th. Now they go through into the 11th. Oh, good shot once more from Schmeling. Sharkey with a little bit of bruising over his right eye, but nothing too serious. Sharkey on the right-hand side of your picture. If you had to level a criticism at Jack Sharkey, I suppose it would be that in his fights he tends to be a little bit one-paced. And maybe Schmeling has now tried to bring him into his territory and is trying to force the issue as they move into the closing stages of this fight. Another good right hand from Schmeling. Sharkey, of course, with the bulk of the support in the crowd. And the bell goes to end a round which was probably won by Max Schmeling. Sharkey's punching perhaps has just been slightly the more accurate. Schmeling still looks busy, full of energy. But Sharkey very technically correct. It really is starting to look as though it could go all the way now. Crowd urging Sharkey forward. Nice work inside from Schmeling, but then a good jab from Sharkey. So, through to the final round. And is it going to go down to the scorecard? Oh, good work from Sharkey inside. Sweet uppercuts. Schmeling trying to keep coming forward, looking for big shots to catch the referee's eye in the closing minutes. Good right uppercut from Schmeling and a good left hook to follow up. And Schmeling maybe just about outworking Sharkey in this closing period. Closing seconds of a closely fought fight. Schmeling finishing as the aggressor. But has he done enough? Sharkey being forced to give ground. And there we are. Great respect between the two men. Sharkey's face marked up. Schmeling thinks he's won it. And Sharkey's left eye really is badly bruised. Here's the verdict. Jack Sharkey's won it. Jack Sharkey is the new heavyweight champion of the world for the United States. Schmeling sportingly congratulates him, but the night belongs to the former sailor from Boston.